Dear friends, today I would like to share few words from world-renowned Edward De Bono's written book, Petitions, that is going beyond competitions. Edward De Bono was born in British Maltese on 19th May 1933 and died on 9 June 2021 at the age of 88. Edward De Bono was nominated for Nobel Prize in 2005. Edward De Bono was regarded by many as the leading authority in the field of creativity thinking. Edward De Bono had given some shocking news for corporate. You cannot be competitive if you seek to be competitive. Competitions was fine once upon a time, but times have changed and so has business. Now business must learn to exploit the vast potentials of the integral value that surrounded the purchase and use of their products and services. Real success requires a giant leap of imagination to carry a business beyond competitions and turn it into a marketplace leader. We find in introductions of Petitions that the notions of the competitions is a dangerous and seductive trap that limits and restricts business thinking. Anyone involved in running a business needs to move beyond competitions to Petitions. Competitions is a fashionable concept vigorously pushed by such gurus as Michael Porter of the Harvard Business School. But any business school has to be about 10 years behind the times in its thinking in order to be credible. This is true because its ideas to be immediately acceptable since there is a considerable time lag. The ideas of the futures are not instantly acceptable. Therefore, such a concepts do not necessarily enhance a school's reputations. We all know about the global marketplace and that in order to survive, you must be competitive. You must be able to compete. Yet, if you cannot compete, you do not survive. So, what is wrong with the competitions? Paradox is that you cannot truly be competitive if you seek to be competitive. The key word here is survive. It is, of course, perfectly true that you must be competitive in order to survive. But any organizations that plans just to survive will sooner or later find itself out of business. Only those organizations that plan for success will survive, while those that plan only to survive will fail. So, competitions is important as a part of the baseline for survival. A serious mistake that many executives make is to believe that competition is the key to success. It is not. Competition is merely a part of the baseline of the survival. Success requires going beyond competitions to Petitions. The word competitions comes from the Latin and means seeking together. It means choosing to turn in the same race. We could spell it as competitions. It illustrates that all the competitors are in the same race. The word Petitions means seeking above. Instead of choosing to run in the same race, competitions choose their own race. The slash in the new word Petitions is there to indicate the notions of seeking above, just as 2 by 3 indicates 2 over the 3. In addition, Petitions is about creating value monopolies. Some ways of achieving a monopoly are illegal, but values monopolies are not. For survival, you need competitions, but for success, you need Petitions and the creations of value monopolies. Value monopolies are driven by concepts. Concepts are in turn driven by the serious creativity. In order to understand value monopolies, you must realize that there have been three phases of business. The first phase was simple, based on making available a product or service. It was productions driven. The second phase was based on the competitions, because a lot of people were now providing the same good and services. The third phase, which we are now just entering, is based on the integrated values. No longer do we live in the world of simple values. This is not surprising. Unthinking actions is not going to be rewarded. On the other hand, a concept change may be rewarded very handsomely. A new concept is unquestionable the best and the cheapest way of getting added value out of existing resources. In the future, we are going to have to take concepts so seriously that we shall be setting up specific concept research and development department for the intellectual. Business school have always taught students about how to analyze informations and how to make decisions. Today, this is totally inadequate. The analysis of informations and decision making are part of the maintenance aspects of management, part of the water in the soup. The emphasis must now shift to conceptual thinking, not instead of information analysis and decision making, but additions to them. What concepts are going to be derived from information analysis? By itself, the analysis of information can never yield the concepts that are hidden in the information. What alternatives are available for decision making? Analysis can only yield some of the alternatives. The result must be produced by creative design. We know that brain is not designed to be creative, and that in order to be creative we have to use some methods that are not natural. We must design to develop systematic method of serious creativity. Concepts are about value. Petitions is also about value. The future success of any business is going to be all about value. Many people in business feel that we have entered the age of the contractions. There have been two ages expansions. The first age of expansions was driven by the marketing. Marketing was going to create needs and open up markets. Marketing was the main competitive tool for taking market shares from others. The second age of expansions was driven by global growth. You gobble up other organizations in order to increase market share. During this period, there were all sorts of the rationalizations about market synergies and critical survive size. The two ages of the expansions have now passed. The present mood is for the consolidations. Acquisitions have to be digested. Corporate executives are looking inward. As a part of looking inward, there is an emphasis on cost cutting and cost control. There is an emphasis on the quality management. All these are important and necessary, but they are not enough. The purpose of consolidations, constructions, and quality and all the rest is to provide a firm baseline for venture. In the end, you have to provide values that customers want. Having the best quality product at the lowest price is no good if that product does not offer significant value. There is a serious danger that the current emphasis on what I could call housekeeping may divert attentions from the very essence of a business, which is to provide sellable values. The essence of a business can be summed up in the following 4C words: competence, control, care, and creativity. In a new perspective, business handles the analysis side of the thinking quite well, but there is a need for improvement in the constructive, creative, and conceptual side. In the future, this is the aspect of thinking that is going to be essential for success. All the rest is housekeeping. To be sure, you have to get the housekeeping right, and brilliant concepts are no substitute for good housekeeping. But housekeeping is not enough. Water is necessary for soup, but soup is more than water. There is really only one serious disease in the business thinking. This is the disease of the arrogance and the complacency, the feeling that at we are fine, we are doing well, we know it all. Fortunately for the rest of the world, the Japanese are beginning to catch this disease. In summary, the new concepts to be introduced in this book are as follows. First, petitions, which goes beyond competition. Second, integrated values and the third phase of business. Third, value factors and new value notions. Fourth, concept research and development. Fifth, serious creativity. Thank you.